Yes, I would absolutely agree that younger generations in the workplace are at higher risk. We know from the research fundamentally that people with less time in their field are universally more at risk for burnout, often because they haven't developed the tools, the skills, the hindsight, the experience. Everything feels bigger and more important. You don't have the perspective of years lived, but also there's the phenomenon, and I do talk about this frequently, that for most of us that reach a high level, especially if we do that young, as I did as well, that for quite a while, simply working harder than everyone else is a strategy. It's a strategy that works when we're young. It's a strategy that works when we have less responsibilities, less other things in our lives. I mean, it works in the sense that you will get results more so than someone who can't physically work for that long or that hard or needs less sleep. But certainly for me, I was in my 20s when I had my complete flame out with my mental health, my physical health, everything. And that was a result of working that way. I worked so hard for so many years and it worked. I was the top of my class. I got into one of the hardest residencies in the country, but then I hit the wall and I hit it hard. And I could have actually lost my career because of that. I did lose the opportunity to become an emergency physician, which ultimately was for the best. But that is simply not a viable strategy to just work as hard as you can until you crash, because the consequences can be devastating. And so what I am trying to, let's say, even sell people is a whole new paradigm where you are not going to have to give up your success. You can still be profoundly excellent, in fact, even more so. And so you can very intentionally build a lifelong trajectory where you can go to heights that actually you might not even dream of, but because you do so very intentionally and very strategically, thinking about the long game, and your mental health and your whole life will be so much better for it as well. So it's totally a win-win.